Okay, what's happening? We're back another week, and we want to talk about what happened this week, just to review everything, so that we just get used to seeing what's going on in the market and preparing for the upcoming week. As we went into this week, we expected for things to be bearish based on price action that happened the previous week. You can see that the previous week started moving in a bearish pattern. So we came into this week expecting for more bearish pressure to take place. So if we're looking for that bearish pressure to take place, we're going to look for a high to be made on a Tuesday, so that we can take advantage of that position and catch that drop. But we also want to keep track of the news that is available to us, along with the times that those news plays are supposed to play out, and the zones that price makes as it creates. We also mark the levels that we have based on the levels that have been created over the past month or week or so. And as you can see, if I move up to a higher time frame, the weekly time chart, you can see that I marked off the last week's low, the previous month's low, the previous weekly high, Thursday high from the previous week. I didn't mark that to the end of the week though, and last week's high. So last week's high is and last week's low are important to me because this is a zone that we are playing in between here, and so we're going to be taking advantage of the price action between these two price points. Now, I drop back down to the 1 hour and we start getting the week started. You can see that on Monday we don't expect much. Our expectations are low on Monday, so we're not really going to find anything that we can take advantage of price wise. So we allow price to play out, and as we come into Tuesday, price comes into the Asian range, and we allow the Asian range to play out. Once we get the Asian range play out, we're looking for price to either break the top of the Asian range or break the low of the Asian range. If we break above the Asian range, we're looking for a rejection within the previous weekly high. If we break below the Asian range, we're looking for a break below the previous monthly low and a retest to get in and sell. So as we watch what plays out after Asian range, this is 1 a.m. This is GBP news at 1 a.m. And then as 2 a.m. happens, which is the London session, the London Open takes off and rejects from the previous monthly low. So we don't have any opportunity to actually get in on a sell because we didn't break below the previous monthly low. It wasn't a good enough break so that we can get some type of sufficient retrace to get in for a sale here. So as you see, price continues to play out. It breaks. It actually popped up and made a high here, and this is where we got in the sale. A reject right at the previous weekly high. And as we sold, we took our profit as we broke below the Asian range and previous price range that was created on Monday week open. That was a safe place to take profit. And then we allow price to continue to play out, and we come into a Asian range again. Now, as we come into this Asian range, where since we are bearish, we're looking for more opportunity to continue this bearish play out as an intraday trader. So as you can see, Asian range plays out, news, GBP news happens, pushes it even lower. But this happens at 1 a.m. This is 1 hour before the London session even opens. So you could take advantage of that, off of that news, just off of the fact of expecting bearish pressure, not knowing if it's going to continue, but expecting more bearish pressure, and the news happens and gives it that further bearish pressure. Now, since you missed that move, we're coming into New York session. New York session, you're going to get some USD news. So this previous monthly low is our point of interest to actually get active for a sale. That USD news happens and we get that push up for the entry to sell. Now, at this point, we're taking note of the fact that we have more USD news happening in the afternoon at 1 o'clock, which is the Fed announcing rates. This can affect price drastically. So we just want to be out of it to be safe. This way we don't get ran over, because price can happen off of this news and completely run us over and knock us out of our position and just completely blow us out. It's not a good time to be active in the market. You just want to let whatever is going to happen go ahead and happen. That news, price continues to play out. We let go, we take profit. Price continues to play out at 1, and this is what happens with the Fed news. You see how this takes off and completely breaks above the previous monthly low, holds there. At this point, we're expecting, now we're going into Wednesday. It's Wednesday night going into Thursday. So this Fed news completely broke the structure that was created at the beginning of the week. So now we're expecting more bullish pressure to continue. So if we allow Asian range to play out, we're going to look for an entry to get in and take advantage of this bullish pressure. And as you see, at 1 a.m., just before the London session takes place, 2 a.m. is London open. We get involved, we take a buy, and price takes off. We take profit. New York session happens. We get a second entry, we buy, price takes off, and we get that bullish pressure that takes place that day. So we let go and the Asian range plays out. Now we have Friday again. We have quite a bit of news on Friday. You have GBP news during London session. You have more GBP news late in the session, and you have USD news early in the morning as the New York session starts. Now, we expect more bullish pressure, but it is Friday. So on Fridays, we need to be cautious, because on a Friday, they can completely switch directions just for price to cool down for the week, because price has been moving all week. So if I'm going to take advantage of price to continue doing London and expect for it to continue bullish, we can take advantage of that price, but you want to be cautious and move your stops to protect your price that you're entering, because price can completely reverse. And if we let it play out, Asian range plays out, and I spot this zone just below Asian range that we can take advantage of. And at 2 a.m., as price comes into play at 2 a.m. London session, you get an entry for a buy. Price goes ahead and moves up, but as you can see, it did not hit the take profit. It would have hit the stop here, and then price continues to drop as we go into more news. More USD news pushes it even lower. And this is where we end on Friday evening. So if you even look here on the 4 hour, this is a gap that was left on the 4 hour. This is also a daily order block. As price broke news that broke all this structure up into here, ended up creating an order block, and we're at 50% retrace right here. Now, as we come into the new week, we might get a retrace even a little bit lower right in here, and we continue and immediately reject between Monday and Tuesday and continue going bullish until something else happens with the dollar to switch its direction. But we just watch it, take it day by day, and we make adjustments as the day goes as an intraday trader. So that's what it is. Make sure you secure the bag, man. We'll be back with more as these market streets play out.